Motorsports. I'm here with Dominic and David. David's the owner of this 2015 Launch Edition STI that we've put quite a bit of work into over the past, how long has it been now? Maybe a year or so?
Yeah, around that.
Yeah, so this car started out as, stage 2 STI, and I've been working on it for a little over a year now. I was primarily the tuner, and we took it.
Don't forget the stock block in the trunk.
Yeah, first time I ever saw this car, there was a stock engine block in the trunk, and he was actually he was on short block number 3, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I met him, and I got involved in the car, did some tuning on it, and the rest was history. We ended up getting the car up to like 420 horsepower, something like that, with the FP Green, and car did really well. And well, that wasn't enough, was it?
A little more.
Little more,
little
yeah.
more.
Just a wee bit.
Yeah. So about a week ago, these guys decided to try something a little crazy. They basically, said, "Hey, we want to make a 10-second car." And
in 3 days.
Yeah, in 3 days. And that was the goal. So of course I'm like sitting here going, "There's no way." And so we started accumulating parts, and took a stage 5 closed deck motor, put it together, and had it all ready to go. And then we did one of our HMS V-band rotated kits. This car actually was kit number 2 that we've ever done, and we did a Precision 6766 turbo. Had it all ready to go. And then these guys came into town, and this guy right here, he took it from there and took all the parts and started building the car on Friday of...
I think we pulled the motor Friday night.
Yeah, Friday night. And I'm just sitting here looking at all the parts and everything going, man, I don't know how this is going to happen, but we all stayed up for probably close to 48 hours straight, maybe longer, with no sleep. And why don't you explain a little bit on how the build went?
Yeah, the build, man. It was tough. It was really tough. It's definitely one of the biggest challenges any of us probably ever came across. I mean, shoot, man. Building a car like this takes months. We're doing it in 3 days. A little bit longer, but probably 3 days working total. We had a lot of failures along the way, including a turbo.
There were some moments. There were some moments.
There were
some bad
moments.
times.
We lost a boost controller to the turbo 1.
Yeah.
That got replaced. That's my fault. We watched too many internet videos, so a little bit of inspiration came into play.
Twin disc failed.
Yeah, we had a twin disc fail on the dyno.
That really made me upset.
It's 1:30 in the morning. We had already been awake for 2 days straight, and Steve's like, "Let's put a clutch in it." And I'm like, "Oh God, all right, man." Finish that. Sun's up.
Yeah, luckily we had a triple disc in stock.
Yeah, we had a triple disc in
Yeah,
stock.
who would have thought a twin disc wouldn't have been enough?
Yeah, so we put a clutch in it, finished at 5:30 in the morning. All I was wearing was flip-flops. It was terrible. Then we let it rip, man, and laid down solid power that morning. And
yeah, I made 630
630
on our Mustang dyno here at 40 pounds of boost, which was pretty much all the car had. We maxed everything out, and then we started to experience some more issues. We thought we were through all the problems, but building a race car, there's always something. So
I think one of the best problems is we couldn't turn it back down.
Yeah, and then the car didn't want to turn down at that point, so I was trying to make a couple more maps for lower boost and pump gas and make the car, so it's not always on race car mode all the time. And it would not turn down, and that's what leads us up to the turbo failure. Well, we had no sleep. Dom was sleep deprived for days, and I told him, I said, well, let's pull it off the dyno and let's go pull it around on the lift and see what happened, and he had it kind of half taken apart. Normally we run a filter on the turbo, just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
The filter's on it now. It does exist.
It's there.
It was taken off to try to get to the boost controller and try to diagnose the issue on the dyno. And, well, instead of turning left and going to the other stall, what happened there? You want to explain that?
We hit 1320, the makeshift over here.
Couldn't resist, right?
You couldn't resist. I don't know. I bunny hopped the car about 3 times and it kind of shut off for some reason. And
Worst phone call ever.
worst phone call ever. The guy's asleep at the hotel. We're all awake.
Yeah.
You know, it's 6 in the morning at this point after being awake all day, all night, and it just sucked in the boost controller into the turbo and destroyed the entire wheel. I ended up having to drive home.
Yeah, you drove all the way to
I
Vegas.
had to drive all the way home, 18 hours, got home, and just hopped on a plane directly and came right back. Came back to them. They replaced the turbo, and
We had a 67, 66
Yeah.
in stock.
Yeah. Luckily,
We AKA, we have a name for it. It's Little Smoky. But it makes power. I mean, I'm sure you guys saw the smoke clouds.
Yeah.
though.
thankfully Chuck from the internet had
yeah,
it.
Chuck from the internet.
Since nobody knows how to say his last
We'll
name.
say CL from the internet.
Yeah, CL. So we got the turbo back on, and then we pretty much handed it back over to you.
Yeah, just
We thought we fried the ECU because it had sucked the wiring into the turbo, and we replaced the turbo and the car wouldn't start. It wouldn't even try to crank. It wouldn't do anything. So went through all the car. We couldn't figure out what was wrong. So we figured the ECU was bad because we couldn't communicate with it either. We ended up towing it to the Subaru dealer.
$220 fuse job.
Yeah, $220 later, they're like, yeah, there's a hidden fuse that we found that was blown. And we're like, oh, great.
after 3 of us looked at
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
It was
I still call bullshit. But that's-
Yeah.
I'm still bitter about
Yeah.
Most expensive fuse ever.
It's fine. It's fine.
So, car, we got it running. Came back to the shop and did some
Yeah.
more stuff to it.
What else did we do after that? We just tightened everything up pretty much.
Got it ready. Put a filter on it.
Yeah, put a filter on it. Got a fresh clamp right out of the box.
Yep.
Surge tank pop.
And then,
Oh God.
well, no, this before you went and drove the car for the first time under full power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what'd you say? You called me. And what'd you say?
So, first time in my life, I fully admit that I ran out of balls. Because hitting 40 pounds for the first time is a new experience. It's crazy. Make sure you do it in a controlled environment.
Yeah, something about the car going a little sideways
Yeah.
on you.
When there's a wall beside you, you pucker up a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we had something really unexpected.
Yeah,
happen.
we had some surge tank issues with it. Basically, what it dwindles down to is the tank. One of the welds on the tank just kept cracking.
Right before race day.
Right before race day.
IFO was coming.
Yeah, IFO was coming, and it just kept cracking. We just couldn't figure it out, and we got it patched up, and it ended up cracking on us on race day after our first pass, and we actually drove an hour to go get it welded and come back just to do a faster pass.
And as we pulled in, they were calling our car
Yeah,
number.
as we pulled in, they told us we had 2 minutes to install the surge tank. And, I mean, dude.
Yeah, panic, right?
Panic. My hands were shaking, man.
Then we get on the line for Force Induction Pro. And,
Yeah, what's insane is there's 2 qualifying passes. We only had one crack at it. Laid a 10.5 the first try, and our 1 qualifying pass held up enough for us to even qualify.
But then the fuel line overpressured and the return line popped off and started spewing E85.
Oh yeah. So we
all
put
over
the surge
staging
tank in,
ramp.
and we forgot 1 clamp on the return line. We're in the staging lanes, and it's just spraying fuel. We're like, oh god. So we fix it. Everybody's panicking, and we had Chuck ran over, just brake. Oh, was that a manual? Yeah, manual. Ran over, just brake cleaned everything down. We fanned it. We're like, all right, we're good, boys. We're good.
Everyone's like, don't run it. You're not gonna run that. You guys are stupid.
Yeah, we're like, no, we're good.
We're there to race.
Yeah.
We're not going to give up after
Yeah.
everything that's gone down.
So
So
that
how'd it go?
After that little incident, took it to the line and laid down a little bit faster pass, did a 10.4, a little better 60 foot, and
What was the 60 on your? What was your best?
I did 2 1.56s back to back
Nice. Street tires, right?
on it's a radial street tire. I consider it a street tire.
Was it an R88 or something?
No, it was a NT 555R.
Yeah. So it's not slicks or anything.
Yeah, one of my proudest things is that 10.4 pass is actually against Speed Factory. They're one of their fastest cars, and
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we had no chance. Let's be real. You know, it's a gutted Honda.
You hung in there for a little bit though.
A gutted Honda, and I had the same 60 foot as that thing, dude. I mean,
That's impressive.
coming off the line, I'm just looking
I
over.
held with him for 2 seconds.
Yeah, I was right there for not even 2 seconds. I'd say like 1.8, man. It was, but hey, everybody was everybody that was there gave us nothing but love.
I'll
And,
say Speed Factory kept on letting us use their
yeah,
their
huge
air
shout out
for
to
us.
Speed Factory, ETS,
More zip ties. 'Cause they are
PRE,
from Honda.
English Racing, all those guys, they thankfully lent us tools at the track, a little bit of knowledge, advice. You know, those guys have been in the business for years.
Yeah, Miles
you know.
Kerr coming over and saying, hey, you guys need a bigger return line.
Yeah, Miles Kerr for giving us a little advice, and you know, those guys, you know, I've looked up to them for years. I'm just barely getting into this, and for them to, humbly come over and talk to us was just a huge experience.
Yeah, I think they were shocked to see a Subaru run into what it was running.
Yeah.
That pretty much rattled everybody's cages this weekend.
Also-
Full street car, 15, full
street-
weight.
rocking the AC all the way up to
Yeah.
the pre-stage.
Yeah, turn the AC off and do a pass, 10 mid to low 10-second car. It's pretty impressive.
I
Yeah.
get to drive it to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's driving it to work tomorrow.
Yeah, it's been an experience to say the least. We've all gotten a little closer over this whole trip,
yeah,
I think.
yeah, I've had to sleep in a bed with him. That definitely.
Not with me. That's the.
He acts like it's the first time.
Yeah. Well, at least you got some sleep finally.
Yeah, fuck man, it was rough.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what are your goals with the car now, David? Where are you gonna head from here?
Oh, lower.
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 Well, we just found out minutes ago that we were on a bad engine mount,
Yeah. Oh.
and the engine
Actually,
is
Where is that engine mount?
Yeah.
still in there.
Still in the car.
Is it?
Yeah, it's still. We actually ran the car all weekend with a bad motor mount. It was propped
It's
up.
sheared in half,
Yeah,
literally.
straight broken half.
Yeah. So there's probably a little bit more left in it now. Now that
Yeah.
we figured that out.
Yeah, I think
This time next year, 9.8.
no.
You think?
We're gonna try to make the car an import face-off in my hometown and where I used to live, Las Vegas. It'll be good. It's a little higher elevation, but I think a wrinkle wall slick will do the
Some
trick.
slicks will definitely help.
Drive shaft shop.
Yeah.
If you guys are watching,
Yeah, there
help.
was. we were watching some of his passes, and first gear was just sitting on the rev limiter the whole way through first gear. So there's definitely enough power to go faster with a better tire.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
definitely
so-
that. I
But
think.
yeah, I'm really happy with the car, the way it performed, and the motor.
Here, hook us up.
I
Good,
mean, what?
Yeah, good gear.
How long did we break? We didn't break it in 500 miles or less.
Oh no.
No, we put
Oh.
494 break-in miles.
Okay.
98.5.
98.5. All right.
And then it went on the dyno, and we just
Let it
gave
rip.
it hell. And I was gritting my teeth the whole time, just shaking my head, going, "Man, I don't break motors in this hard, this fast usually." But
No knock, minimal metal in the
yeah,
oil.
there was no metal in the oil every time we
Solid.
pulled the filters. Everything looked good. Yeah, it's this car definitely wanted to run. There was no doubt about it.
Yeah.
We were down and out probably 6 times over this past week, and came through it every time.
A few times I wanted to cry and say, just put the short block back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about it hardcore. I'm like, man, too far, guys. Never been this far. It was ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
Well, it's been fun.
Yeah.
You guys got a long drive now back to Spokane and Vegas,
Yeah.
but it's been a pleasure working with you guys.
Yeah.
I hope to see better things for this car. You know, it's definitely exceeded all my expectations, so I'm happy.
Charlize is still a bitch, though.
Yeah, we learned that. She's got
Yeah.
a few little tricks.
She got a little attitude.
So. All right, well, this is Steve at Horizontal Motorsports. Till next time, we'll see you guys later.